Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Broadcasting live worldwide.
On June 16th, 2018, a show designed for you, the Daily Commuter, went live. A weekly show all about faith. A show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world.
Don't you see that your faith is coming alive? Don't you see that it's tested every time? He's the one that makes your life divine. He's the one that makes you feel fine. Your faith's being tested.
Welcome to Have Faith. Let it begin. Here's your host, Angel Santana.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin. Yeah, don't adjust your clocks, folks. I'm a little bit on time today, so I figured let me go and once again go live at 7:30 because I'm able to. I just want to, again, programming note that once again we're going to have the show pushed back till 7:45 at a.m. and there'll be a live shows around that time frame. I just got very lucky this morning and I was able to make up time. So I said, you know what? Let me give a second episode live at 7:30. With the announcement of 7:45 start time temporarily while we are just adjusting to normalcy and just trying to get myself acclimated a little bit better. So, folks, welcome to our show. Have Faith, Let It Begin. The show designed for you, the Daily Commuter. Today is April 16th, and it's a Thursday, 2020. And you saw the title, which I got to fix a little bit. There's a little bit of a grammatical error there. But is the customer always right? Yep. Let's talk about that. Why did this even come up as a topic for today? Well, I'll tell you, we had a huge discussion, my colleagues and I at work, and one of the things that I've constantly seen over the last couple of months, even prior to the COVID-19, is an issue that I've spoken about many times on this show: instant gratification. And I'm 42 years old. I'm well aware that 20 years ago, when you hear the word customer service, or customer is always right, or making sure things are done professionally, was held at a high stature. And I don't know what has happened over the last 20 or 30 years, but one thing is for sure, I've never had so many different types of phone calls, or on my own personal time, or even at my job, or even going into a public venue and dealing with such customer service representatives, managers that were so, or are so unprofessional, using foul language, using lingos or tactics that I've never thought would be allowed in the workplace, having mannerisms and having different types of ways of approach to individuals. It has just really blown my mind. So the discussion we got into yesterday was, when is it okay to retaliate? Listen to those words. Retaliate when you're being disrespected. And my response was, I never try to retaliate. And that's where the discussion got a little heated. Not in a negative way, because we were able to talk things out like adults. But it was just the question of why is it that most people believe that today, when a person is very disrespectful to you, that you have to feel as if an action requires a reaction. Now, that phrase does hold weight in some types of categories, but I believe that when you're working for a company or a facility or representing something that you have a direct reflection on, no matter how bad a person treats you, you have to continue to keep your professionalism. You have to continue to use your words rather than lash out back at that individual or to retaliate or lower your standards so that you feel better because you got quote-unquote even with that person. And that's something that I just thought was very interesting because I've noticed over the years and, being in public services and dealing and talking with people, how quite often people just think it's okay to bring out a negative term or using foul language just because. Now listen, I'm human. Have I cursed? Absolutely. I don't want to sit here and say that I'm a perfect person. That's not the case. But one of the things that I don't understand is I don't believe that in some situations it is okay to just scream at somebody because you haven't gotten your way, to yell at somebody because you haven't got your way. Why can't we all learn to use our words? Why can't we all learn to focus on the task at hand, what the issue is, before we just feel as if we need to get a manager right away? Sometimes some of these people that we talk to over the phone have the capability of fixing the problem. It brings back memories when I used to work for a roadside assistance company. I'm not going to say the name. But I used to work for them, and we would get calls for towing. And I would remember seeing and hearing people that were so disrespectful to fellow operators. People that had no reason to be treated like dirt. Because maybe their service was not being told that it was going to arrive at a time that the person believed was good enough, was fast enough. And I remember them, reaching out to the tow companies and saying, yeah, we got a real winner here. This is an individual that was very disrespectful to me. And of course, the tow truck driver would, out of respect for their colleagues, would say, no problem. Let's extend that, estimated time of arrival. Instead of 45 minutes, now I won't get there for another hour and a half. Does that mean that the person was right? No. I understand why they did it. They're trying to teach them a lesson. But in reality, that doesn't make things any better. Because ultimately, that person would eventually call back, get somebody else on the phone, and lash out at that person. How many times have you seen situations come up where an individual calls you, and right off the bat, they don't want to speak with you. They want to speak to a supervisor because they feel that that's the only way they're going to be heard. I encounter that almost every day. And usually, not all the time, but usually I'm able to resolve the issue because I ask them what exactly is the issue so that I can get you to the proper person. And then finding out that I am able to resolve that issue because I used my words. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times where I clench my fist, where I pinch my thigh, my legs, and I say to myself, oh my goodness, if I only had a chance, I would just love to just yell back at this person. But I don't. I choose to use my words. So where am I going with all this? Because of everything that's happening today, a lot of us are frustrated. A lot of us don't feel as if things are being done in a timely manner, and or feeling quarantined, we're feeling institutionalized. We feel like we need to get out, and we're being told we can't. Don't lash out at individuals. Don't lash out at your families. Don't take your frustrations out on people. Talk to the people. Use your words. Call your pastor. Call somebody that you can vent to. Call me. Write to our show. Pray about it. It's not worth all that energy. It's not worth to create all this negativity, this hate, when we can all just try to get along. So the next time you have an issue, the next time you feel as if you're not being heard, before you go off on the person that picks up the phone, remember they may be able to help you. So try to use your words. Try your best to get exactly what your point is across before you make judgments, before you lash out. If a lot of you remember my microwave story, I never lost my cool. It took for them to get to a certain point where I had to use bigger words. I had to take things to a different level. But I wrote letters. I wrote to companies. I got phone numbers. I wrote emails. I never once yelled or disrespected anybody over the phone. And ultimately, I got my new microwave. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And remember that on this Thursday. May God bless you. May He be with you. May He shine His love upon you and grant you peace. And never forget to have faith. Let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel. We're done with another show. And it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.